Right, the plan now is to take the engine out of the ER6. Remember last year we had a bit of a problem inside there. We had to losing the compression in cylinder, I think it was cylinder 2. I don't quote me on that. So the idea today is to start stripping this down, get this engine out and see what we can find out. Hopefully it's just the head gasket and then we just get it skimmed off and then cleaned up, put back in, done. Hopefully it's not anything else, but what we'll do, we'll tear down the whole engine anyway, go through the bits of it, have a look at it, see how we get. I've never done this before myself, so this could be a complete disaster and might end up getting someone to do it for me, but we'll see how it goes. First we'll start off with getting all the panels off anyway, getting out of the way, take the tank off, exhaust, and then all the ancillary parts as we go. I've brought some tape with me, some masking tape. As I'm taking connectors off, I can label them, so later on when I start putting it all back together, I know where they go, because you know me, I'll forget. Right, we'll get some tools and we'll get cracking. So side panels and tanks is off, so this is nice and easy. I saved you the effort of watching me undo a couple of little bolts. Now I'm going to get out the airbox and start doing the ancillary bits underneath. So here we go. Okay, sort of jumped ahead a little bit. As you can see, I've started taking different connectors off and I'm starting to label them. So there's the O2 sensor for the exhaust. I've got my side stand. I've then sort of done the numbering on the cylinders. Some of these, well, I can't remember what they're called, so what I've done is I've marked them in certain areas. So when it goes back to the other switches, you can sort of see it's along the side there. Does it match? No, it doesn't. So I go to the other one, it does match. You see it's straight lines to square lines. That's where I've done it. Makes it a little bit easier. Plus it is also, they are different shapes. So sometimes you can't really mess it up when the fact that the connectors are actually different shapes, but it's always good to label things. Start next, go on to the, sorry about that, go on to the cylinder itself. So I've got those two off, marked 1 and 2. I believe I said earlier on it is number 2, that was one we had the problem with. Next bit, we move on to getting the throttle cables off and clutch cable. And then, as you can see, I've redone the exhaust, radiator, and I'm having a slight problem that I have to sort out later on. Got a bit of fozzing up here from the coolant. I've actually got a broken nut that I'm really annoyed about, but I'll sort that out. And you can see it's generally pretty dirty under here. So once this is all actually fully out, I'm going to give it a good old clean up, as well as manage to get the sprocket out. Came out quite easy, changed still on it. Have a look at that a bit later on. Probably just best to put a brand new sprocket and chain on it, as you can sort of see there. To show around the other side. Just fall over. You can see there, I'm taking all the pipes off, so it's not too bad. It's a little bit dirty, but we expect for a naked bike. So there's always a bit of dirt and debris in there. And so like I did before, when I took these apart, I also put all the bolts back into the places where they are, so it saves me time on trying to put them into little bags and bits. So there's all that. Okay, so I've managed to get the engine out. As you can see, it's there. Bike's there, I haven't got the engine in. Trust me, don't do it on your own. Do it somewhere else, or if you've got a big bench and stuff, it makes it a bit easier. Mine got stuck. I didn't realise it would get stuck in the framework, and I'll show you what I mean. Now there's a couple of these little plates that fit under here. You never notice they're there really, but that sits like that under there. It's part of the engine mount. Now it goes in through that hole to the engine, but when you take it out, it stops on that bracket. Basically behind here, it stops on those nuts, look. So you've got to take that bracket out to get it out. So I didn't know that. Made it a bit easier. And the same for that side as well. There's another one on this side that goes through that point there. And you can see it, exactly the same idea as that one. There's the bracket, where is it? There it is. So if I take it off, that one there goes on the back of that. I'll show you quickly. Get around the right way. There you go, like that. Goes on up there somehow. So it's got to come off as well. Just be careful when you get things out, it gets stuck in there and on that part of the framework there, a little bracket. So going to get the engine indoors now and start stripping it down. See you later. So I've got the engine out. It's in the back in my garden now. I'm going to start giving it a good old clean now. It's quite dirty from the exhaust and obviously been being a naked bike, all the dirt and debris from all the road's going to go on it. So give it a good scrub up first, because I'm only handling dirty stuff, so I'm taking it apart and cleaning as I go in. I'd rather get most of the cleaning stuff done now for the outside. Not dirt and build up, more in where the chain goes. Obviously, yeah, you can see in here it's absolutely covered in it. So therefore, get in there, gonna give it a good old scrub, as well as a bit of a pick here somewhere. Use my pick as well, or a knife basically, so and get out the best I can, scraping that stuff out, and give it a good old clean, because you can see that, oh, absolute filth. Yeah, there's a lot more at the bottom end, you can imagine, where you sit on the road, you can sort of see just for a few seconds. It's quite a lot of stuff to get off. So I'm going to get on with that now, and I'll see you in a bit. That is absolutely minging. Might actually be worse than it is, because it is painted black, so it might actually just be, yeah, you can sort of see the paint coming off, so it could be, it's meant to be silver, but the bottom end I made black. So hopefully, now as you can see now, it's all going to come off anyway. So looks like everything's going to come off, including a bit of paint, and just keep going to get it nice and clean. So it's sort of cleaned out a bit. It looks a lot better than it was earlier on. Lots more to do. Give it more of a scrape. Clean. That come up really nice on that back end. So it's just enough to make sure it's not any dirt on my fingers as I pull the head on that off of it in a little while. So next step will be take this little plate off, take these bolts out, and then take the head and rocker cover and all that sort of jazz out, and see what's going on inside. So catch up with you later, and we'll see you in a little while. Okay, that was messy. So you can sort of see way better than it was earlier on. If anyone's interested, all I used to clean this was just soap and water. I used a little knife to try and pick out, any of the inlay bits. You can see there's a few bits in there, but it's not going to cause me any major problems at the moment. Paintbrush, just literally get into the areas, give them a good scrub, give it soap and water as natural degreaser, so it eventually comes off. And then what I'm doing, using the spray bottle, just literally spraying over the edge of it, getting it all off. I'm going to leave it to dry. There's a few areas that I still need to do, but at the moment it doesn't really stop me from taking the valve cover off the top, get those bits done, and have a look inside and see what else I can see. So you can sort of see from the top end this time, you see it's relatively a lot cleaner than it was before, and down the back end here, it comes up really well down the back of this part, so I'm happy with that. What I've got to do now then, as I said before, is undo the top bolts, remove the shield as well, because it's from the radiator, get that off, and then have a look inside. Hopefully there's not too much damage. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Okay, well, I'll crack on with that and I'll see you in a bit. Right, it's going to remove the top now. It's going to take those 4 bolts out. So we go. So I've taken the shield off, take the plugs out. As far as I'm aware, there's only the 4 that holds it in. You should be able to get a screwdriver in and prise the top off. Oops. Not exactly very tight. Ooh, smells like fuel. Yeah, it really stinks of fuel. That's probably because when I dropped the cylinder, I rode it for a little while. I'm hoping it's not haven't damaged too much on the inside. So let's have a look at this, let's see what we get off. Probably take the valve off as well whilst I'm here. Wow, these are not tight at all. What size is that? Is that a 9mm for those? Smaller. 8mm. Very good. Yeah, 8mm, perfect. Let's get some steel. Over. Well, actually seems a lot tighter than the other bolts. Sorry if you can't hear me. I know you're quite far away, but best place to prop you up. Around. Ooh, that is disgusting. And you can see it properly in the light. It's getting to the light. There you go. That is absolutely rank in that reed valve. Looks like I'll probably have to replace that. I think that'd be a good idea. Put you back over here for a minute. There we go. That is stinking. A cloth. Here it is. Oh, actually, no, it's clean. It looks alright. It's a lot of sludge, isn't it? A real lot of sludge. Let's put that out there. Now, let's put a bolt. Oh, is that one there, isn't it? Put it back in there for now, just so I know where they are, you see. I won't lose the bolts. Yeah. That one in there. There we go. Pull that out. Oh my. That is disgusting. This is disgusting. Look at that. This is why it's always good to do maintenance on your bikes. The state of it. Not sure if that would do anything to the performance or such, but as far as I'm aware, that can't be good. Now I'll spin it around so you can have a look. There we go, look at that. That is absolutely caked in it. That is proper disgusting, so good. Glad I've taken that out, because that needs a proper clean. Right. I'll just give it a quick clean out. Now I'm going to separate the casings. I'm just going to use my little knife, stick it between this, try and find the. Sometimes there's a little bit you can just twist on it. Look around. Can't really see much, so I'm just going to put it in here and just under the sill a little bit. There we go. Lovely. Oh, there we go. This will come with it. I'm going to drop any shit inside any stuffs inside the engine. There, it doesn't look too bad in there. Oh, it's caked in rubbish. Some very interesting stuffs inside here. That is relatively clean. Relatively, he says. Oh, there's, look at that. The valve back in. How does it go? And that's for a minute. What does it? Oh, there is a lip. There you go. It does go a certain way. Put that in there. A bit of dirt on it. What else we got? Look. Oh, where's my cloth gone? Right. Try and wipe out some of the stuffs around the. Around the bottom of the. Just to lift those off. That's it. So that's one of the seals that helps seal the spark plug housing from inside. The engine doesn't look too bad. No massive amounts of dirt or ingression of rub on there, so look at that. It's pretty decent. I'll put that back in for now. Okay. I'm going to have to renew these anyway, so let's get this one out as well. Look. Oh, you can sort of see a little bit dirtier. It focuses. Just give them a quick clean off. Wipe the seal out. Make sure it's all right. Once that's done, yeah, that's not too bad. There's a minute amount of dirt on there. Okay. Oil passing through it. Nah, it's all good. Looks nice and clean. Doesn't look too bad, does it? Looks fine. It's going to go back in there then. What I'll do is I'll give you a quick look on the inside, alright? Okay, that's with the case off. Looking down on the inside. Doesn't look too bad. It's relatively dirty oil, but what oil isn't dirty? Look over this side. It's not too bad. Chain. That's pretty good. Guide bits. Nothing looks untowards in there at the moment. I'll obviously take the valve covers off, overhead cam covers off in a minute, and have a look inside, see what those look like. Once I've done that, I've got to get those 4 bolts out. One there, and the other one is all the way down in there, and the other one is over there. So that means the whole assembly's got to come apart. That's okay. Right. Set it up on there, that's it. Right, I'm going to take off the top covers next. A bit tighter on the top ones. So nice. Oops. That's all I needed. Drop it in the mud. Cool, it's loose, it's loose. That's that. Clink, clink. Done ready. So I've loosened them all off. What I also did is I took pictures of the front of here, so I can see where these 2 bolts are in. I've got a little line and marker somewhere. Where is it? There. So it shows me it's over in the 1 or 2 o'clock position, 2 o'clock more like, and the same for the back end. Now you've got these little markers on here. Okay, so that to me is at the 10 position. This one's at the 2 position. So what I can do then is I can work out. I'm going to try and work out where the timing goes later on. Took a couple of pictures to make sure you see that you can sort of see the overhead cam. That one's facing up, that one's facing down, that's relatively down, and that one's down facing into each other. So I took the pictures of it just to try and remind me of it later on. So I'll crack on, get the rest of these covers off, and then we'll go have a look. Alright, thanks for watching part 1. As soon as I've got some more bits and basic tools, I haven't got a torque wrench, I need some feeler gauges and a few other bits, because after looking at the bike, it looks like the valves are going fine. I just got to check the shims, make sure they're in line. And when I looked inside, you can see the valves weren't closing properly when I've done the timing. I'll show you a bit more about that later on on the next videos. But it looks like it's a valve. I think it's the intake valve that's gone, because you can see as you rotate round, you haven't got a seal. So what we're doing in the next video is going through all that process, how to double check to make sure it's the valve. If it is the valve, good, you replace the valve and possible springs. Hopefully that'll be it, and then I'll be able to put it back together and hopefully get it started again. So again, thanks for watching. See you soon. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing if you haven't already, be a great help. Try and build the channel a little bit more. Any suggestions about things people want to see on the bikes or other things, anything like that sort of stuff, I'm happy to try and do that for you, and we'll see how you go. So again, cheers, thanks a lot, and see you then. Have a good time.